people. You know what I mean? I also like this chicken sandwich.
I remember this is sort of connected. I was thinking about the anti-Semitism it got to me. On the Howard Stern show a while back. They did a prank phone call. It's been a while back. They call a McDonald's in Libya, and this is right about the time a lot of shit was going off in Libya. And they were basically asking. They were like, "Hey, I'm American. Would it be okay for me to come to your McDonald's and eat? Am I gonna be in any danger?" And the guy's like, "Oh no." Oh no! Yes, of course you can come. You can eat in our McDonald's. Of course, you'll get good service. Absolutely. We don't hate Americans. We hate America. We hate the government of America and what they do. And he's like, oh well, that's good to know. Good to know. What about Jews? And the guy's like, no fucking Jews. No Jews. No Jews. No Jews. Absolutely not. He's like, what would happen if a Jew came? Would you cut their head off? We cut their head off and deep fry it. You know, he's losing his shit about the Jews. Like he was supposed to have Americans there, like anybody, everybody. I think he asked about a couple of groups, but when he got to Jews, the guy was like, oh. And this is just, McDonald's worker. Like, this is him on the phone at McDonald's at work. He's like, oh yeah, no Jews. Like, he's not even tampering his voice. He's not even like keeping it quiet. The guy's
hanging up and going, God, another call.
Flips burgers like, yeah, no Jews. Not again.
Where was that? Which one was that?
It's Sal from the Stern Show calls McDonald's in Libya.
Okay, Libyan. That's such a good T-shirt, like a Libyan McDonald's T-shirt that just says "No Jews." Over 1 million burgers sold, not to a single Jew. Or something like that.
not a
McDonald's
single Jew served
in Libya.
here. Yeah, 0 Jews served at this establishment.
I was I want to hear your thoughts on the current American political race, both as a Canadian and as a Jewish man, because Israel's place in the whole thing, I think, falls into play a little bit too. I don't know if you know, are the current candidates. They went to that. I don't remember. Chiz, what was the thing called with all the the Jewish like super PAC thing that they went and spoke in front of all the rabbis and stuff? APAC. Yeah. So I want to hear your thoughts on the current race with Trump and Cruz and Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders.
So I don't know much about politics, and I remember like about a year ago, Trump announcing it, and like I remember like saying to a buddy of mine who's like pretty deep in politics, I'm like, hey man, talk to me. Can Trump become president? And he was like, no. It's like, it's so stupid that he's like, yeah, no, he can't because this, that, and he would never, and blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a year later, and I'm calling him up, and I'm like, dude, what's happening? I'm like, is this real life? Like, will there be like a USS Trump, like rocket ship sent into space? Like, is the future going to be as crazy as it sounds? Like, is it going to be like Trump Nation? He's like, that's where it's going. And I was shocked at like, but I wasn't shocked. Like, I can understand if I could be completely stereotypical to Americans for a second. You guys do that shit to Canadians all the time. So
yeah, apologize afterwards.
I wouldn't be shocked if a majority of people in like the middle of the USA like sit down, they don't know much about politics, would look at Trump and be like, yeah, he's rich, he's American, I want to make America great again, I'm voting for him. Bernie Sanders, what is that, some Jew? No, not going to do that.
Dude, it's not the Jew.
We had a black man run the country. Now we're going to have a Jew? Yeah, right. Let's make America great again. Rich man. So I'm not surprised. You know what I mean?
I'm from like the middle of that country area. And like just from talking to my grandparents about it, it's not, they've never mentioned the Jew thing ever. I don't think they give a shit. And they live in southern Missouri. But
yeah, like rednecks
really
don't even know what Jews are.
Yeah, they don't care about the Jew thing at all.
For real.
They couldn't care any less. They're like, I'll be like, hey, that's a Jewish temple. And they'll be like, I don't give a fuck. And it's like, all right. Like,
only reference,
that's it.
All right. The only reference I had about Jews at all, like growing up, was my grandmother was very religious, and she had this magnet on her refrigerator that said, "My God is a Jewish carpenter" or something like that. And you know, and she was always very pro-Israel. You know, those are God's chosen people, et cetera, et cetera. And she always talked about that a lot. So that was, I never had this idea of anti-Semitism at all.
They hate the socialist part. They hate that, but the Jew part doesn't play into it all. At least from what they've explained to me, them and their fellow elderly people's opinions.
Yeah, I didn't understand why someone would discriminate against. I was like, but why? Like that's like discriminating against gingers or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, why are you? And then I met Harley, and I understood right away.
Like, oh, I see it.
Now,
I see.
final solution.
I was like, give me your monies. Give me your fucking monies. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, yeah, obviously Jews have been hated for a long time across history.
Why do you think that is?
Because they're fucking greedy. Obviously,
it's because traditionally they've been in the money lending business, and usury, as it was known, has long been sort of a forbidden thing. That, you know,
I have my own theory.
No, this is true. This is a good explanation, Kyle.
I know it's the explanation.
Yeah, keep going.
It's that they were in the money lending business, and that was a thing that was considered low class. It was not a thing to do. They were looked down upon because of that. And many areas
it was seen as shameless, I think.
Yeah.
And it was during the Roman times where they got assigned that job, right? Where they were like, well, everybody's going to hate this guy. Let's make a Jew do it. I
don't know about that, but I know that usury. I've always considered to be the core of it. That, and that, you know, it's a tight knit population that kind of keeps the money within that population, and often doesn't, you know, especially in European countries like Germany.
That's where I was headed. Like right now, my bank isn't a religion at all. Like, my bank doesn't have a religion. Like Wells Fargo, what is it? Christian, Jewish? Like, I don't know. It's a company, is what it is. And then I feel like
mad Jews up in there, mad Jews touching your money.
Yeah.
Every day they go in there and they go into your account and they touch all your money.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Just for the sake of it, just kind of just.
But you know that smell that pennies have? That's Jew spit.
I think that what the reality is that Jewish people sometimes don't meld. Like they culturally, they make it a priority. What are you guys doing? Culturally, they make it a priority to, like, sort of keep it within themselves, right? Growing up, because I grew up with a lot of Jewish people. I don't think you guys did. But in New Jersey,
I did.
Okay,
I knew
you did.
A good number of Jewish people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs I've been to. Like, a bunch.
Too many.
And but like, if you thought a Jewish girl was cute, she couldn't date you. Like, that was not on the table in Jersey. Yeah, and they you wouldn't date a Gentile, and you certainly wouldn't marry one. And at least in the Northeast, they work hard to keep, you know, the community kind of separate and isolated and keep that alive. They're not interested in being melting. They're interested in, you know, more of a salad than a melting pot. And I think that is part of where the
probably a bagel on the side, if we're being honest, right?
But if you look at, like, the Irish culture, the Italian culture, the English culture, whatever, they all just sort of melt in and turn into whatever. But the Jewish culture remains intact.
Well, you know what? I think as a Jew and someone that has thought about it a lot, I think you're both right in that sense, is that there have been times when, like, you know, a lot of problems throughout history, the first thing that will be the problem is money. And then you look at the people that are involved in the money, and just through history, like, Jews have been good with money. And to this day, they're still good with money. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I look at, like, some of the best accountants in my city, and, like, yeah, like, a lot of them are Jewish names. You know what I mean? And, like, so it is a money thing. You know, even, like, in Germany, it was, like, right away when things started to go bad for Germany, it was like, oh, well, look who's touching all the money, the Jews. So that's how all this got messed up. All the Jews were touching money. Take all their money, take all of their gold. Let's figure this out. Let's control the Jews. And you know what I mean? Like, it starts there. And then after that, you know, because before that, you know, a lot of people could be secluded in their areas. But, you know, now is like, you know, when I come to the USA, I notice one thing. In the States, it's like, you are in America now. This is America. You know, you start your day off in the classroom, you pledge allegiance to the flag. Like, there's nothing similar to that in Canada. In Canada, you have, like, you know, where I'm from, there's, like, you know, there's like Irish people, Italian people, Greek, big Haitian population, and everyone is who they are. And we don't look at them and be like, yo, you're all Canadian now. If you're going to be here, you're going to be Canadian. And I think after, and I'm getting a little sidetracked, but, like, between Canada and the USA, like that's a difference. Like Canada is a mosaic. USA is like a melting pot. But Jews, wherever they are in the world, we're talking about like a group of people that, you know, have a culture that is ancient and has been around for so long. And then we got to this point in life not too long ago where they went from like a big portion of the population to like less than 2% of the population or 0.2% of the population. So it got to a place where not only were Jews like an ancient culture and something that's been around for so long, we also almost lost all of them. We literally almost wiped out all the Jews out of all of existence. So after, 0.2% of the world population, after the Holocaust, what happens is, and like you're right, like Jews don't date outside of Jews. I do, and I would marry a non-Jew. I would go on love above all. But what happens is, growing up, I went to Jew camp. And it's really interesting because if you think about concentration camps where like Hitler's taking Jews in carts and murdering them in mass, now Jews have summer camp, Jew camp. We're literally like, I've gone to Jew camp and I've been there for years, and you go and you're Jewish boys, Jewish girls, and you know, you do this whole Jewish culture thing. But what happens is, you know, you're 15 years old, the Jewish boys are over here, the Jewish girls are over here, and your adults at night, like your supervision, are like, all right, we're going out for the night. Don't you kids go fucking each other. And then they leave, and it's literally like, you go to Jew camp, you learn how to finger girls in the woods, you get your first hand jobs, you get your first blow jobs, all Jewish boys, Jewish girls. You're probably going to get a blow job from a Jewish girl and be like, that was the greatest ever. I love that girl, and I'm going to marry her. And like, it's literally the undertone of Jew camps is to have Jews breed with Jews to make more Jews, because we've lost so many Jews in killing camps. Let's make Jewish fuck camps. And literally Jewish summer camp is like, I remember very clearly when I was like 16 years old, I was like saying to my friends, I'm like, yo, you got to come to Jew camp. They're like, why? I'm like, because if you like a girl and she doesn't like you, she's trapped. And eventually she will like you because there's no one else to like.
Yeah, because
there's like such a small
That's the
selection.
implication.
Yeah, you're going to get hand jobs for sure. And literally like, it's like, that's what Jew camp is, to have Jewish boys meet Jewish girls and make more Jewish babies. But like,
that's a lot of what a lot of camps are, though. But I don't feel like when I went to camp as a kid, even if it was like religious or that they split the girls and boys up, I guess they never, the leaders never would leave us alone long enough that we could just go have a fucking orgy in a tent with a bunch of Jewish people, I guess. But I mean, I think that's part of what camp is. But that does make sense. It's almost like a conspiracy that like. A conspiracy to get killed to fuck.
No, I went to Christian camp. There was no fucking at all. There was they watched us like hawks.
They don't want you to fuck at Christian camp. There's plenty of you guys. Jew camp, they're like, don't go fucking each other.
Nobody got laid. No one. I don't know. Anyone even got kissed at that camp. It was impossible. You were never without supervision.
Well, it was certainly harder, but like you could.
Hella blowjobs at Jew camp, Woody.
How do I get into? All right. I've heard enough.
How do
I get into one of these fucking Jew camps?
Kyle, you don't look like a Jew.
Oh please, I could pull off Jew. I totally.
All
could.
you gotta. Can you pull off Jew if you drop your pants?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, you just give yourself a little snip. You're good to go.
I feel like it might. It sounds like it would be worth it, even if that were necessary.
Yeah. Ugh.
You know, that comes up sometimes. There are men who like have to get midlife circumcisions because their partner's giving them something about it, or sometimes they've got issues where like it won't come all the way off their head. Like there can be issues if you're uncircumcised. I don't want to get into a whole like uncut versus cut talk, because you guys out there with your nasty anteater cocks are always so up in arms for some reason with your disgusting, nasty, smelly schmegma penises, nasty motherfuckers with more STDs. You take your extra sensation. Woody's always talking about condoms are good because you can last longer. I don't want an extra sensitive cock, you moron. You fucking dirty anteater pricked piece of shit.
I, for one, am thankful you didn't get into it.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
I'm glad you avoided it.
Every time I go into it, I get so hateful. I'm glad I had to steer clear.
Why do you hate the natural penis so much, Kyle?
There's nothing natural looking about that. There's something wrong with that. I don't.
Have you ever seen like an elephant's ear? It's not like nice looking. It's got a bunch of like fucked up patches. You know, that's what your dick skin is like.
Look,
if you're not
have you ever seen Woody's?
Good, but it's there.
You ever seen Woody's dog's ears? That's how a dog's ears are supposed to look. They're supposed to be cut and forced to point straight up, and sometimes it turns out wrong. But that's okay because it's better than having an anteater cock.
If you were a baby and you had the gift of speech, so you would have popped out and been like, "All right, take care of this."
Yes, absolutely. If I had one now, I would get it cut, especially if it was like a gross one, like
what if it was a normal one?
I watch a lot of porn, and sometimes it looks okay. It looks like it's really loose, and like it's just really just shimmying up and down. And it's like, oh wow, that looks kind of interesting. But still,
it seems like it's better for dry masturbating.
That's what your dick skin is for. Like when you have a shirt on and you want to go up and down with your sleeve, you can go like that. If you just have skin, you can't really
give yourself an Indian burn.
Move it.
Or I can.
You guys know something? It might be a little TMI. I'm an aggressive masturbator.
I knew that. Yeah.
Aggressive.
I feel like lubricant is a must. I don't want any dry masturbation. I'm very happy with what I've got and the aesthetic that I have achieved and
Not me.
And been endowed through genetics, I suppose.
I'm very like aggressive about it.
Aggressive? What do you mean?
Like you bruise yourself, or
like a fucking man, fucking get it, like that. And like sometimes because there isn't enough skin, because like we had some dude snip it off. Sometimes on the pull down, you get like a perfect horizontal slit, like a. And then I'm like, oh, goddamn. Game for 3 days now.
Yes.
Wait, I can't tell.
Andy.
You're goofing, right?
Come here.
Of course he's kidding.
No,
he didn't
we're
skin
not
his...
kidding. You're gonna see right now.
I'm gonna what?
Yeah. Okay, no, they're not strangers. Confirm. Do I not? How many times have I hurt myself masturbating?
Not too many. It's so
How
weird.
is he hurting himself? He's tearing his dick skin?
He's tearing his dick skin.
Yeah, okay.
What area is the dick skin being torn? Maybe we can figure this out with like torque physics.
Like there. Like it's like what would be facing the wall if his dick was hard enough.
Okay, get out of here.
Wow.
That's like you're gripping way too hard, man.
It's not even about the grip too hard.
It's about the pull
just
too hard.
So serious about the pull down.
So the pull down is everything for you. I see. That's the climax. You can't finish without.
I can't. I go into the zone. I don't really watch much porno. I like dim the lights, light some candles, fold my clothes, turn on some fucking death metal, and
You just
then
beat it.
When it's done, I'm like, "Whoa, man, what happened to me? Why'd I do that? Why can't I just
normal.
chill?"
That's normal. You always have the post finishing where you're like, "Oh, what kind of person are you? Who are you?"
Even when I would, because I don't do it often. I prefer the imagination. Stop me, by the way, if this is too much.
I'm not close to stopping you.
when I'm browsing like porn sites. So like you could have like straight, she-male, or gay. I'll like check off she-male and check off gay so that they won't be there and it'll just be straight. And then I'll put in bearded guy or bearded chubby guy. And what I'm looking for is a guy that's me.
You want a doppelganger. A doppelbanger.
I want to find me, and then whoever I'm doing, whoever that guy that almost looks like me is doing, every time I boot it up, I'm like, oh, Harley, this is what we're getting into today?
Harley, you old dog. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wild, but all right, buddy. I don't really let myself choose it. I find me, and whatever I'm already doing, I'm just like, oh, you are a freak, buddy. Let's get it.
So you're like sitting there enjoying the fact that this was you doing this. You're like, oh man, look at my dick, really giving it to her. Like, and that, you enjoy that.
Yeah.
Superimposing yourself into it. That makes sense.
I'm like, look at that chubby bearded
How often
dude
is the guy's
killing
in
it
there anyway?
What's that?
how often is the guy's face like that low in the screen? Where like when he's fucking her, he just like pops in like, "Hey, just wanted to check in," and then just goes
Just
back.
gotta
up,
be like, just gotta be like a chubby bearded dude. Like, just gotta almost look like me enough, you know?
One thing that's happened to me as I've aged is, at least sometimes, I am just totally not interested in really, really hot chicks because I feel like she wouldn't want me, right? She would be like, no, this
Closing
guy's
my door. This is getting deep.
this guy's like over 40, 6-packs. I can't see the 6-pack anymore. Like, the guy that she's having sex with is also a perfect specimen. I need some MILF porn, right? So that chick, she'd be down for me.
No, I don't think that's it.
I agree with that.
I think, Woody, that maybe you don't like the idea of realizing like the only way that it would be possible to bang that young chick is if like you and Jackie split up, and maybe that thought of like your life as this Minecraft millionaire slamming young chicks, it's like I don't even want to think about that. I gotta wipe
all
the
that
family.
Minecraft pussy.
I'll just stay in the milk zone. I'll
Literally
stray a little
one.
bit into danger, but I'll stay in the milk zone. So yeah, that's what I feel like it could be.
I gotta say also like a couple things. Like, if it's like got more than one camera, if it's got professional lighting, if the girl is a porn star or has like, if it's anything produced, I'm out.
Do you hate when they try and fool you?
Grainy ass.
Oh, they can't fool me. You can't fool me.
Grainy ass camera hidden in the top drawer, like
the flash photography, like
yeah,
fooling
it's
me with
gotta
that
be
shit.
like I'm like, yo, this is that real shit.
I like to know that it was filmed in 1997, but not know the time because it's blinking 12 in the bottom. I need to know that it's real, to know that there was no editing, no thought process. If it ends disappointingly, even more so. You're like, oh, well, you see, they experimented and it didn't go as planned. Like that. That's.
I like him.
I agree. That's it. Like, it can't.
You see, there's amateur, which is all right, and then there's webcam, which is truly, in my head, like it's. I guess it's not amateur, but it's semi-pro at best, right? These women have no training, no support crews. They're the YouTubers of the porn world, and and I don't like them solo much. I like them with their guys because I'm a little gay, and. There they are, just like doing their thing, and occasionally stopping to like type back to fans. But I'll give them that. You got to earn a living. Those are the people that are truly doing this, and they have a comfort with each other that I appreciate.
A comfort.
So you throw money at cam girls?
No, this is all pre-recorded stuff. Somehow, for it being live, seems dirty and cheating. Pre-recorded. I'm about pre-recorded.
You know what? I agree with you there. It seems, or actually, I would argue that it is cheating if you're doing it live, because that's like you having not a real connection because she's a sex worker, but you're engaging with someone with if there wasn't a screen between you and you're in the same room, you know what you'd be doing,
Right. Yeah, no.
It's on that level of cheating, even though it's not physical at all. What'd you do? God damn it, Kyle. You're just don't let people.
Don't click that. Don't click that. Whatever you do, don't click that.
No, I would.
But I want to see it.
Cam girl fuck machine.
Yeah.
She looks like she's having a lot of fun.
Good call. Absolutely. I need to get I need to ask Harley about belly button fucking so I get it in like 8 weeks in a row.
9 weeks now.
9 now. Harley, are you familiar with what belly button fucking is? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but
yeah.
Get a chick fat enough and her belly button canal, if you will, is long enough that it can be fucked. And I've discovered a porn genre on my own, doing a little digging, where these men fuck these very obese women in their belly button. And it is one of the more disgusting, bizarre genres of pornography that I've discovered in my hunts through the interweb.
Yeah, there's no part of it that's satisfying to watch.
No.
Goosebumps.
Very.
Can you imagine how that would feel though? You ever like get some lint out of there and you like go too deep and you get that feeling like that doesn't. Now imagine that times 1,000 because it's a cock ramming your belly button.
Yeah, that's the weakest part of your skin there. Like that's like.
I don't even know what's in there. I don't know.
Helms Deep.
I don't know what's in there. I've never. I guess you could get like a flashlight and dig around in there. Like what's at the bottom of my belly button?
Anybody here have an Audi?
No, I got an innie.
Oh, thank God. Audi.
I have like this one where it's like you could it's an innie, but like you could see it, like you could see the knot of the belly button, whatever.
Yeah,
You can see
feel
the
in there, I guess. I saw a guy today, and his belly button was protruding so much through his tight shirt that it was like a bit.
like a clit.
Yeah, it was so gross. Like he's a nice guy and all, but damn, that was nasty.
It wasn't a what is it called? It's not a hemorrhoid, but it's like an H hernia.
Yeah,
it wasn't
I
a
know.
hernia, was
Something
it?
like that.
right in his belly button. Like he's just a big. He's got a big beer belly. That's what this is about.
That's
You know,
a place where you can get it.
Tummy
Hey,
nipple.
you could fuck hair.
Fuck.
Hair?
Wait, what
Like
now?
wrap the hair around your cock and like do like a sawing motion, like when you get a bunch
No,
of.
that sounds like it would hurt.
Yeah, that's
like-
that's
It's like
the
a man
hard
versus wild kind of thing.
You you take hair if it's long enough, and you can
saw.
make a loop of it, and put it in your hand or her hand, and the hair. It's all hair, and you just go in that, and it's. If you want to fuck hair, you could do it.
When I
mean,
was
you can
like-
fuck anything
Is that
if you put your
something
mind
that-
to it.
When I was like